I've seen you kind of speak on having a little bit of difficulty, maybe from an in-law perspective. Moving forward, how do you?
What do you mean in-law?
Well, maybe when you were married at the time, what was it like dealing with your mother-in-law at that moment in your life?
We had good Christmas. We had good holidays together. And that's another misconception. Like everybody was like, oh, she hates you. But it was never anything I felt once we were married. Yeah, she was cool. We didn't have a problem. She just didn't want us to get married initially. But once we were married, you know, she was respectful and cool. And
why?
I had an ornament with a picture on her tree. Like,
can I
she likes
That's
it.
saying a lot.
Can I be nosy?
Yes.
Why does she not want you two to get married?
I don't
Is it because you
know.
were like a year or two older than him?
I'm a year or 2 or 5 or 7.
We'll just stick with 2.
Yeah.
I know a lot of moms, it seems like that's an issue when you're a couple years older.
I think that, this is what I think. I think when you have a high value son, and you know, I will be faced with this soon enough, but don't get beat up, Tori.
I heard Tori said your son's fine.
Oh, God.
She's gonna be my mother-in-law.
That's a whole nother show. I think the mothers are just protective because they think that the women are with them for the wrong reasons, and they think they're after the money, and they also think maybe you're going to divert some of the payments from them to, you know what I mean? I think they're a little concerned about how the bag is being distributed. But if they know if they should get to know the heart of the person and know, like, this person actually loves and will take good care of my child, you know? So and I think that's something I'll consider.
I like the fact that you spoke on yourself as a mother of black sons, and you mentioned high-value men, so we can't use that term without bringing up Kevin Samuels and understanding.
That's where I got it from.
Claudia?
Kevin Samuels, are you saying?
No, I'm just asking.
Can you talk to Kevin Samuels?
Is there anything that you all feel like when you hear that or hear him speak?
I like Kevin
that's
Samuels,
valuable
so
for you?
I think that a lot of women feel attacked by him. And I mean, his approach can be a bit abrasive.
He's a voice.
But I think he says a lot of things that are true, and that's another thing that hurts. The truth always hurts, and people really don't like it. Okay. He makes some valid points.
He does. I think the issue is in the beginning, he spoke, he was critical of men and women, black men and women, and then he switched to mostly focusing on women, and it felt like it was
Especially
a
black
clout
women.
chase a little bit. But he does make
What do you mean
points.
when you say clout chase?
Well,
Like,
it became more valuable monetarily for him to talk to black women.
well, I think he had to
Yes.
come
black
up with a
women.
demographic.
Black women.
Well, he had to have a target, right? He had to have a demographic. He couldn't just be just so wide. Yeah, I mean, if he just talked about everything, then he'd be, I don't know.
Well, I got a theory on
And the
that.
controversy has us sitting here talking about him, right?
And
so it's
just
obviously
because
working.
in our dynamic, in black relationships, I just think that he's a voice that people had to at least acknowledge. I'm not saying that everything he says is right or I agree, but he says some things that definitely I find to be like agreeable, but
My mama used to say, even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Thank you. And where's his
So-
girlfriend?
That's what I was wondering. Where is his
Who is
woman?
his significant other or his partner?
I don't know about that. But I think he makes some good points, and he statistically, he backs them up. You know what I mean? He finds like the data to go with them.
Would you date Kevin Samuels?
I like the pause.
You would date Kevin Samuels?
She's
Would
thinking
Kevin
about
Samuels
She's
date her?
thinking.
Oh.
If
that's
no.
Let's not let the peer pressure.
Hold on,
Listen.
Tameka. Would you date Kevin Samuels? Kevin Samuels, if you're watching.
I didn't say
High value woman right here.
Yeah.
I got too many kids for him. He don't
Oh
like.
no, he wouldn't consider her high value, even
wouldn't
though she is. But he would,
I'd be like, wait a minute. That's what we'd have a whole new interview. I'd be like, I beat up Kevin Samuels. No, no, I'm kidding. No, but no, I think he makes a lot of good points.
Anyways, we got to move forward and talk
Okay.
about resolve and getting to a healthier place, because at one point things weren't great with
Yeah.
your exes, and now they are.
They are.
So what was the turning point? Let's start with you. What was the turning point with you where things went from difficult to, okay, I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I just think that, what are we fighting about? Like, we're not a couple. We are not trying to be a couple. You've moved on. I'm moving on. Like, life is like we're stuck with each other. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be your kid's grandmother. whether you like it or not. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Even if I die, I'm not going anywhere. I'm their mother. I'm a very strong and valuable force, you know, in their lives. And what's the point of being mad? Mad at what? Like, what are you mad at? We don't have anything to be mad about.
Especially if you both let go of the relationship.
Exactly. And so the other thing is, too, I think, and I explained that to him, us having any kind of beef publicly or people thinking that we have it, perceived beef, it made things harder for me. You know what I mean? Because if it looks like you're not getting along, the fans and the people are automatically going to side with him. Right? All the invitations are going to go to his house, right? You won't be included in anything because they feel like they're got to side with him. So I think
that's so unfair.
It is terrible.
So
it is so unfair.
Automatic
he probably
villain.
gets invited to baby showers because they want to invite him. They don't want to invite me. He's probably at bridal showers and everything.
I've had somebody tell me, Claudia, that we love you, we want to work with you, but we're scared because of Kevin.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm like, scared of what? He's never going to work with you ever. What are you scared?
You have a chance anyway.
You don't have a chance in hell to work with him. So I don't understand what you're scared about. And you know, but that's that mentality in Hollywood. Like we have to pick a certain side.
They do.
And so you know when me and him, I did the last episode of House Husbands of Hollywood. He put me on that, so I started telling him. This is where stuff started clearing up too, because I was like, Kev, like the last Netflix special, like before I was getting paid off them jokes, I'm like, none of that money's coming to me anymore. So yeah, stop putting me in the jokes, because I just don't like it anymore. So that's when he started realizing, like, oh yeah, okay, you're right. So that's when a turning point happened for us. And when I got out of the material more, it became better.
I've heard you mention that you seemingly have a great relationship with Kevin, and I noticed somewhere that he introduced you to Ayanna. Is that true?
Yeah, he did.
So that's a very interesting conversation. I mean, did he bring it up, or?
Well, no, I told him I wanted to talk to somebody because I was going through some problems, and you know, I know he can get to anybody. And so I went to him and told him what I wanted to do, and he was like, I got you. I mean, we really, like, if I need anything, that man is always going to be there for me for life. Like, I mean, and he said that to me, like, you won't have to worry about anything.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I love to hear this. I remember before Kevin really blew up when he came to the Foxhole. And that's in the middle of you guys when it was kind of getting, you know, y'all were having your issues.
Right.
And to see where it went and that it came to this point now. And I think, I want to ask the doctor about this, how important it is for the men to put their foot down to protect. We may not be together. I may not rock with you like that romantically, but you are my ex-wife and the mother of my children. So there is a responsibility on the man to make that public declaration without disrespecting his current. But how important is that? Because I think until that's done, it seems like it would have kept going for y'all.
Yeah, I think it's really important in terms of, again, if we're thinking this is about a family, not just about, you know, one of the things I've been thinking about from both of these conversations is a breakup, there's always a grieving, right? It's like it's the death of a relationship. Even if it was a bad relationship, you still got to go through that grieving. You were talking about stepping into the elevator and hearing a song, right? It's like, right? Or a birthday comes up or Christmas comes up. You got to go through all those things. And then there came a time when you looked up and you were through it. So you were through with the grieving, right? And I think sometimes people don't realize that that's what it is. And so they're always in this combat mode, right? But, you know, the thing that I'm really hearing from both of y'all, I'm not in this life. So the idea that, you know, your husband's being famous really blows back on you. It would be really important, you know, because it's about more than just that relationship. It's about, again, your children, right? How they're affected, right? If my children's mom is getting affected by bad publicity, that's affecting my children too.
The child, yeah.
So definitely, I would need to step up and do something about that.
So maybe when they become as mature as you are,
Old, but
I think that'll be a helpful. I'm not being serious. No shade, no tea, no shade. But I think there's something to be said about your maturity level and your mindset about that, because I don't even know if all that has been thought about. Totally.
You're not there yet.
It's growth.
Not that far. That's pretty far. That's good. That's like,
Because honestly, one tweet
that's
from
cool
these
by
people
y'all
can
level of getting
really
along. He got some-
make your lives miserable or change things, right? One tweet, one post from these men
would help.
would
Oh
help. Would
my
help you.
God.
Because before I met you, I heard
That's amazing. That's really funny. I
It's true.
actually said that.
one tweet before I met you. I heard the stories about it, and then I met you, and we've hung around each other, and you're nothing like what they try to put out about you. You're so difficult, and the issue, it's not that. It's you're dealing with the wrath of fans, and then a person that may not be as willing when you wanted them to, and when they should have, to put that out there and stop it. It's like when you see a celebrity that has crazy rabid fans, and you see them attacking people, and you don't put your foot down. You're letting it happen.
Right.
That's true.
You are co-signing that behavior until you defend.
Well, then I think in their case, to their defense, the position is, I didn't know it. I didn't see it. I don't pay attention. I'm like, you pay attention.
Everyone sees it.
You pay attention.
Yeah, everyone
not
does
in a
see
hole.
it. Yeah, but that's like going back to what Tameka's saying, maturity.